All right, we are live. Is there's anyone's joined yet? Usually takes a minute or two. Sorry, guys, it's been quite some time since I've streamed. Oh, Amy, I thought you left. Just a second. Ugh. Sorry if I'm talking a bit soft. My throat's a little bit scratchy. And I'm just tired. Earless. Where'd my one thing go? Oh, hey, Colby, welcome to the stream. I got this arm like 3 to 4 days ago. No, it's not the one I want. This is the website I like. Sorry, my throat's a bit scratchy. I don't remember the exact brand. It wasn't like some super expensive one. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. My throat's getting a bit scratchy and I'm tired. I've been up since 8 a.m. and I been back from Detroit. I got back from Detroit a few hours ago. Probably about 4 or 5 hours. Nickelodeon TV shows. I guess I can rate these. I don't know if I've seen all these. Some of this stuff is a little bit either really older before, like from the early 90s, mid 90s when I wasn't even born yet. So I'm gonna say if I put something in trash, or I'm not even gonna list stuff that I haven't seen or seen somewhat of. So I don't know, what is something that's like absolute trash that Nick had out of this? Oh, that show was stupid as hell. It takes a lot for me to. That was a really dumb show, though. Some of these I haven't seen, so I don't. Actually, a good amount of these I haven't seen. Looking back on it now, that was kind of a trash show. Planet Sheen could never do it. Jimmy Neutron did that. Wasn't really good at all. It's the only ones I can really think of that I've seen that are just absolute garbage. Cat Dog too. That I never thought that was. Some people love that show. I thought that was always dumb. Watchable, so like it's okay, you can get through it. And a lot of these, like, oh, I forgot all about that. El Tigre, that was okay. Like if that came on, it's like it just is different because a lot of these shows I watched from like 2005 to like 2012 was when I like probably the years I watched Nick a lot. And I look, I mean that was 10 years ago when I kind of stopped watching Nick consistently. So my taste for shows and movies changed completely. But if I have to do it off these shows, they have Angry Beavers. Saw a little bit of that, was okay. Rocket Power was okay. I know some people love that show. I thought it was just but it wasn't as bad as some of this other stuff though. Ned's Declassified School Survival was alright. Man, they really covered like everything on here. Some of these I don't even know. Yeah, so the ones I don't rank just because I haven't seen them. Oh, Fred, that would go in trash. That was dumb as hell. Yeah, I mean, Monster Sailings. I forgot they had a show on Nick, didn't they? That was originally a movie, then they got their own show. I'm gonna do Excellent. I feel like if I kind of pinch these two in, that'll make it better. Excellent, like probably like 3, maybe 4 make it in here. Like these are shows that I watched a ton of, and some of these I could even watch today and they would be somewhat interesting. I mean, there's always the good old SpongeBob. I can watch that today and it can be actually somewhat entertaining. Just because I guess I had so many memories of it growing up, and just it isn't off. It really isn't awful. I watch it there and now occasionally, but that's definitely an all-time classic, and definitely SpongeBob over the years was originally kind of seen as a joke. Wait, they are? I don't see anything about that, Colby. Like that would have been. I don't think they're ending it. Yeah, when that happens, that's gonna be like all over in the news and everything. Just because that, as I was saying, SpongeBob was kind of one of those shows that for many years was just kind of seen as an absolute joke. And there's still a good amount of people that watched it, but over time it's gained a lot more respect, and people are finally like, it's finally being like seen as like a classic TV show, one of the greats, and just it's a very respected a lot more respected show now than it used to be. He was seen as just this absolute joke for quite some time. What's this? Colby, I don't know if that's even real. That's... I was like, when that happens, that's going to be like huge. But I mean, yeah, SpongeBob's had like 3 movies in theaters. Like, has been around for 23 years now. But yeah, another one that I actually didn't watch, even though this was like a late 90s, early 2000s show, which I think you'll like. I like this show more now as I get older. And there's stuff, it really is a show that I think that a lot of teenagers and even like a young adult could really enjoy more, a little more than like a Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, or like a Loud House is Hey Arnold. There's a lot of actually a good story behind that show, and I got a lot of good lessons, and it actually has some pretty sad moments. 275, yeah, that's a lot. Hey Arnold's a really good show. I can go back and watch that now just because there's a lot of stuff that will fly over your head when you're younger, but when you, not like inappropriate stuff or adult stuff, but it's just a good show when you get a little bit older and certain things didn't make more sense to you. But I could go back and watch that now. Dude, what's another one I watched a lot of? Just gonna put this here. I know I'm probably gonna get grilled because some people are gonna say this deserves being excellent, but don't get me wrong, this was a good show. But Rugrats, well, I had some times of watching it. It's definitely one of Nick's better shows all time, but wasn't my favorite. But that show also lasted a long time. I think they did a reboot too, or they're going to. I'm not saying like I would enjoy this the most now, but I used to watch the show just as much as SpongeBob back in the day. Fairly Odd Parents, that's also a really good one. I don't know if I would watch it much now, but I used to watch it a lot, and it isn't complete trash like some of this stuff. SpongeBob Ninja Turtles was my childhood. I never liked the Ninja Turtles TV show, really. I didn't hate it, but I could not get into it. Oh, Sonic Cricket. I watched a tiny bit of that one. That would be in watchable. That one was okay. So I think that's the only 3 I'm going to put in excellent. Another great one would be iCarly. That was a classic. Everyone could really enjoy that. Drake and Josh was also a classic. My sister and I used to watch these 2 a lot together when we only had like one TV and you only got like 30, 40 channels. Zoe 101 was actually somewhat good. I'd only really watch it when my sister watched it. But it was alright. Yeah, that was a good show. I used to watch that show a lot. Oh, this is only Nick shows. I don't even see the Ninja Turtles on here. Oh, yeah, there it is. I'd put that here. It was okay. Sam and Cat, that was actually somewhat decent and watchable. Growing up, I put that with that. That's the Rugrats, but when they're older. Remember, some of these I do not know. So, you enjoyed the cartoon more than live action? I thought the live action was good. I didn't think it was like insanely good, but I thought it was alright. Game Shakers, that was I'd actually put that there. Watched a little bit of that. Chaos Scratch, that was actually a good show. I think that show ended way too soon. Don't think I've really seen any of these other ones or enough to really put them anywhere. Like I saw the movie, but I never watched that show. I watched Dude Park sometimes. I never watched their Nick show though. Oh, Loud House, that's a good one. I would honestly put that. That actually is a good show. I'd honestly put that up when excellent. Like you could go back now and watch that. You'd rate it good. I've honestly never seen it. That's all I think I can. Oh, Jimmy Neutron, of course. That was good. Watched a good amount of that show. You don't remember much about it, but oh, Mighty Bee, I forgot. That was a good one too. I actually liked that one quite a bit. Wild Thornberries, I'd put that there. Where's the one? Oh, there, Danny. I'm pretty sure that's Danny Phantoms because of the D and the P. That would go in good. Think if they ever do one day, they need to have like this massive crossover with like SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Loud House, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Danny Phantom, Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, like just a massive like crossover episode or movie with them. That'd be really cool. I only ever saw a little bit of that show, so can't really put it high, but it was not horrid, but I recognize the names on some of these. I just don't really ever think I saw them. Oh, Avatar. Honestly, I think that is probably the most overrated show in like kids cartoons history. Like, yeah, is it all right? I'd put it here, but I do not think it was this phenomenal like masterpiece like some people make it out to be. Definitely not awful, but I think it's a little bit overrated. Just don't think it's this fun. I mean, it's good, but it is not this like phenomenal masterpiece that people make it out to be. I don't feel like it. Some people the voice crack. I said that too, and they completely freak out. Big Time Rush, that was all right. I'd actually put that probably in good. I actually watched a lot of that. I think that's all I really saw. Enough of these. I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and try Last Airbender and give it another time. Nickelodeon Multiverse, yeah. Well, that's probably what I'm going to do it for here. So if you want to take a quick look, here's my tier list. I know someone, I'm not going to say their name, is going to grill me about this show because they love that show, but never really could get into it much. Just thought it was okay. Cartoon Network shows. How many are on here? I want to find one that's maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, this like breaks it down into every single category. No, it's not. As I said before, it was kind of viewed as a joke by a lot of people for years, but it's gotten a lot more respected and people don't hate on it as much near what they used to. Is there one just like for overall cartoon shows? Oh, this has like everything on it. Whoa. I'll do this one. I'm not going to do every single one of these because I don't want to spend like 30-40 minutes on every tier list, but I have seen a lot of these. I'll get to that in a second, Gilbert, and I'll explain. But I'm only doing these off ones I've seen. I'm not gonna do ones off ones I think are stupid just from looking at it. Man, what was just really not that good now that I look back on it. Honestly, that I know I'm gonna get hate, but Lilo and Stitch, that was just kind of cringy shit. I didn't even like that back when I was younger. Uh, oh my gosh, I forgot all about Little Bear. I haven't heard that in years. That's kind of dumb. I remember watching that. Roly, Oly. Yeah, that was years ago. That must be 15 years since I've last seen that. Peppa Pig, I've actually seen. That's just so fucking dumb. Like, not even if I was a little kid, I don't think I'd find that even entertaining. Just really dumb. Cat Dog, that was also just dumb. Animaniacs, I never really could get onto, but they are more entertaining than those. So I'll put them. The same with Pinky and the Brain. Let's see what else. Sorry, I don't know how well you can see these. These are small for me to see. Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries. I don't know the mystery one. I do know Looney Tunes, but there were side Looney Tunes shows. But if I'm just doing off, I'm just gonna go off Sylvester and Tweety's clips. Well, I don't even know if I can do that. That's just kind of hard because Looney Tunes is all it's kind of bunching together in a way. Caillou, honestly, I put it in D. It's not as this bad in my opinion. I still would rather, honestly, when I'm older, I'd rather watch like this or this over Caillou now. But I did like Caillou enough back in the day, so it's enough to put it into D. Let's see what else. Care Bears, that was okay. Thanks a lot, Colby. Fuck you too. Proud Family, that was all right. Bader Zim, okay. Felix the Cat, only ever saw a very, very tiny bit of it. So it's not that it's bad, I just didn't see much of it. I've only seen clips of that Zelda cartoon. Honestly, looks like shit. Forgot all about Mooch. Man, I've seen some of these. I completely forgot about these, but when I see them, I instantly remember them. Mouse House. I don't. There will be a couple of these shows that'll probably shock you when I put it. And I'm also doing this list off what I like a lot currently, but also like what I liked back then for the time. Because I'm going to like a lot different stuff when I get older versus here. So I have to kind of balance it out between what I liked a lot then and now. So a show I like a lot now could still be lined up in like this category versus I liked a lot back then. Maybe not as much now. I'm gonna move on to C. Honestly, Magic School Bus, solid, all right. Watching in school. Buzz Lightyear show was all right. I remember a little bit of that. Yogi Bear. Beardy, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to that one. Goof Troop was okay. I watched a little bit of that. Schoolhouse Rocks. That was all okay. That's more little tiny clips, so I'll put that there. Remember, some of this I have not seen, so I'm not going to rate it. Pac-Man had his own oh, yeah, he did. Only ever seen one little clip. No. Oh, Arthur, I'd put that in probably see. That actually was a alright show. Show lasted for like 24, 25 years. Courage Cowardly Dog, that was an entertaining show. I'd put that. Nah, actually, I'm gonna bump that up one. Rocket Power, put that there. Don't know the exact Mouse House. It sounds so familiar. Johnny Bravo was alright. I wasn't huge into it though. No, not so Dexter's Laboratory. I'd put that. Yeah, there. That was an alright show. Thornberries, probably put there. Grammy, I'd put there. Those were all like came around at the same time, like early 2000s. I think Dex may have came in like the late 90s, but these were all around like late 90s, 2000 to 2006, 7, 8-ish. I'm gonna try some SS ones now. So these are like, I'm probably gonna put like 3 shows in the SS, like my all-time favorites, and probably ones I still watch a good amount now. I don't think, maybe one that I watched like a crap ton back then I might put up there. I'm not sure. I'm actually Simpsons. Gibby, you got anyone who knows me has heard, that's one of my all-time favorite shows, if not my favorite. Where did it go? Futurama, another one. Same creator, if you didn't know. Same person created Simpsons, created Futurama. Both phenomenal shows. Both my like 2 favorite animated shows of all time. Without a doubt. I don't even know if I can find a third one, just because those 2 are so good by them. Just incredible shows. Yeah, Simpsons isn't as good as it used to be, the new stuff, but just they're both legendary shows. I mean, Simpsons especially. I don't even know if I can put anything else up there with them. I just don't see anything that I could even put. I mean, they're just the stories of these shows. Futurama is definitely a very, very unique show. They're bringing it back for like a seasons. No, Gilbert, no way. No, Peppa Pig. Yeah, I don't think I can put something else in the SS tiers. Like, these are shows I can continuously watch over and over. Phenomenal shows. S tier, South Park, really good show. Should probably be like 15, 14 before you watch it at least. What else would... Tom and Jerry, I don't watch as much, but a legendary show in my childhood. I gotta put it up in the S. A lot of great memories watching that show for hours, and I don't really watch it much anymore, but I just, for the amount I watched it back in the day and for its uniqueness and just its legendary, I mean, it's an iconic show. And isn't it very, what's the word? Not inspired, but not, what's the shoot? What is the word I'm looking for? It's like something that like sets the ground for other shows, something like inspires other shows. Not impactful. It's on the tip of my tongue. Shoot. What is that word? I'm still trying to think of the word before I put SpongeBob. It's like impactful, inspirational. You have a big impact. It's something to do with that. Shit, what is that word? I don't remember, but basically it is a show that inspired a lot, had a massive it's close to that. That's another way of saying what I'm trying to think of. I just don't remember what I'm trying to think of, but that's a good way. Monumental, very impactful show, especially for the animation industry. One of the first like big cartoons. No, not spontaneous. That's when you like something happens like wow. I don't know exact word. I'm not gonna sit here and try and figure it out though, because I don't want to bore people. But that definitely is S tier. What else did I really like? Oh, Ed and Eddie. That I could still go back and watch. That show is just so unique, and it has a decent story too. And the way the show ends is a bit emotional. I mean, it's really all basically. It's like three. If you always don't see it, it's like three kids who are always trying to find ways to like make money for like quarters and stuff, and they weren't always the most well liked by the rest of their neighbors in the like cul-de-sac. You only ever saw like the same 9-10 characters ever. That's all it was. But I mean, they weren't like necessarily hated the whole show, but they weren't always including stuff, weren't always necessarily most well respected. And then eventually in the last like episode of the big movie, it's probably one of the best way an animated show has ever ended was the way they did it. And eventually they get respected by everyone and liked. And it's just a really sad, well, like emotional, because the one kid had like always talked about, he always tried to be cool and talk about how his brother was really this awesome dude, but actually turns out he's a bit abusive and a real big jerk, and someone who doesn't ever get much emotion, but says at the end like, I'm sorry, I made it all up. And it's just a really phenomenal, especially for a kid's cartoon, just really phenomenal emotional ending. C. Gilbert, thank you a lot for stopping by. That might be all I put in the S. A tier shows that, honestly, I know I'm gonna get fucking grilled for this, but Dora was not as bad as people said it was. I did watch a lot of that. Got a lot of hate, but it was not as bad as people say it is. SpongeBob definitely there. I'd probably put Dora and BL because I still like some of these shows a bit more in Dora. Dora is not as bad as people make it out to be. Teen Titans was really good. Family Guy is good. I watch it sometimes. Flintstones, I'd probably put there. It's entertaining, but not crazy about it. Flapjack was decent. Camp Lazlo was decent. Fairly Odd Parents, I put in A. I actually like Frost from Imaginary Friends. That's actually one of my all-time favorites. Second favorite Cartoon Network show ever after Ed and Eddie. Wish it didn't end so soon. Max Ruby, I actually liked that show a good amount. That was actually an entertaining show. Even though they didn't really talk much. I don't know, something about it. Peanuts, I like that a lot. Put that there in the A. That's another one of those legendary cartoons. Impactful and just really famous ones. Garfield and Friends, I'd probably put that in B. I watched a good amount of that. Scooby-Doo, oh, incredible. And the original Scooby-Doo definitely goes in S tier. Really good, the original one from like the late 60s, early 70s. So other one of these I've seen, but I don't want to spend like a shit ton of time. Jimmy Neutron, C. Yogi Bear was okay. Little Bear was alright. That show was generally just really, really dumb, but not as dumb as those ones. Never seen Beavis and Butthead besides like a couple clips on YouTube. Franklin Turtles, just dumb. DuckTales, I didn't see much of it, but I'll put it in D. That kind of goes along with Scooby-Doo, though. Pup named Scooby-Doo, that's around... Usually it was only the original. This is kind of right after the original one, so I really don't know how to rank that. It's... I guess it wasn't quite as good as the original, but it still was really good. I'll put that in A. Told you I mean that was an entertaining show. I'll put that in B. I never could get into Ben 10. I just could not do it. There are some people I knew who were just insane about that show, but I was never really into it. Looney Tunes, another one you gotta put in the S. Phenomenal, legendary show. Spent a lot of time watching that show. Actually, you know what? I actually would probably put Ed and Eddie in S tier. I really did enjoy that show that much. I'm now thinking about it because I did enjoy that show more than these ones. That just was such a good show. Impossible was alright. Rugrats, put in the B. Hey Arnold, I'll put in that A. Super Mario, I actually did watch a lot of that. I'll put that in the B. Wasn't bad. A lot of video game stuff based on TV. A lot of TV stuff, movies based on video games tends to be absolute shit. But that was actually alright. I think I'm going to do that. Cut it there for this list. This is gone. For this list gone long off. So here's my tier list for all-time favorite cartoons. You know, some of these I'm going to get grilled for, but... Did they not put Avatar in here? Oh, no, they did. Just like that. I'm surprised it wasn't put in here. That B. Well, there you go. I'm just going to do this for now. Might do one more list and then on the stream. I'm just getting really tired. Let's go some besides cartoons. Oh, Call of Duty games. Well, this one won't take too long. Then I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to try and do a longer stream. Don't have to work a whole lot tomorrow, and I have work off Mondays. I'm going to try and do a longer stream on Monday. Oh God, what's the newest Call of Duty on here? I'm trying to find a newer one. Well, I don't know if I've played much of the new ones, though. That is way too many. Yeah, I don't think I've played enough really to make... Oh, let's look up shooter games. Not mean the slash. FPS shooter video games. What do we got here? Alright, I've played a good amount of these. Let's see. What would I put in S+? But out of these, if I only had to take one of these and put it in S+, haven't played those two Battlefields. Haven't played Bioshock. Played a little bit of Black Ops. Very, very tiny Black Ops 2. I don't know. Modern Warfare 2 a little bit. Tiny bit of that. Counter-Strike. Never played Far Cry. Never played that. Shit, maybe I haven't played that much of this. I only saw like these ones. Yeah, Fortnite's not even on here. Well, Fortnite's not technically an FPS, but it is a shooter. go over here. Want something that you'll know some of this, not understand, but some of this that you'll know. Honestly, let's just do controllers for video games. I've actually used about all of these. All right, let's see. So if I had to pick the worst out of these, honestly, I have taught that was a shitty controller, that Sega Saturn one. Sega's controllers were always dumpster fires. I'm not gonna put that. Obviously, that today, the Nintendo one would be like the worst to use on games, but for its time, though, we gotta give it a little bit of credit because it was from the 1985 when that system first came out, so we gotta give it a little bit of a break. This stuff was late enough on where they didn't have to design it good like that. That just looks like a generic controller there. Use that. That's not as bad. Well, no, it's still not as bad as those two. Nintendo 64. Some people think that controller is amazing. I was not a big fan of it. Really weird to hold. This controller is way too clunky. Wii U gamepad, that's kind of hard because that's also got a screen in the middle of it. That's really hard to decide because that's just such a. I mean, yeah, it's really big, but it also has a literal like tablet in it. Just about. That's really difficult to rank that. I mean, obviously, yes, these are more comfortable, but for its time, this was like really good. So I don't know where I'm supposed to put that. I guess putting me for its time, these three should have been better. For its time, that was about as good as you can get. Probably an S tier for its time. I just didn't use it enough. Same as that one. PlayStation 1 controller was alright. One of major first 3D consoles, but they sure as hell did it better than the fucking Nintendo 64. Well, there's a Joy-Con though. They didn't have that, so I don't know. But not as a pain to hold that. I mean, especially if you're like a little kid with really small hands, that is just really difficult to hold. History. I'll do that one after this. I guess actually. I don't even know what this is. It looks just like a generic. It looks like the color of an Xbox, but no. I already put that one in there. Why is there two of them? I don't know. I guess I'll put Wii U in there. That one's so hard. I just got a tablet. It's so difficult. I'm gonna do S tier. It's always easy for me to do it. Like the greatest video game controller ever. Like, oh, that voice girl are still like the Xbox controllers. It's what I've grown up with, and I just think I like the button layout more. How one Joy-Con's a little bit higher up than the other one. Some people think the PlayStation's the best one. I don't. I like it when the one Joy-Con's a little bit higher than the other one. This is the PS. Well, PS. This list isn't new enough. Honestly, I like this controller a lot. Some people don't. I put this honestly in S. The GameCube controller. Thought that controller was really good. Very unique layout. I haven't seen. There's never been a controller like it. Just very, very unique the way it's set up and colored and everything. these are generally the same. The PlayStation 2 controllers were phenomenal. Even by like today's standards, they'd still be really good. We I have to put an S, not because it'd be the best for like a shooter game or certain games, but just because for its time and what it was, like motion controls made like so well. Really good controllers. Switch Pro, probably put that there. Little feels kind of cheap, honestly. Especially for being as much as it is. PlayStation controllers still would. We'll already got the one and the B. This one just looks. I don't even know what the hell to put that as. I guess I'll just throw it in B. Those I'd put in A. Those are really good. And then we already had the PlayStation. Oh no, that's the PlayStation one with the Joy-Cons, which is I forgot they did get Joy-Cons later on the PlayStation 1, but that is kind of the equivalent of the PlayStation 2 controllers. Is that's PlayStation 3. As you can see, PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 controllers aren't a whole lot different, but they were really good controllers. More so this one rather than this one. All right, Colby, I will do this one. Then I'm gonna call it. I don't know if I've seen all these. Oh wow, some of these are like really old. I don't even know if I've actually. How many of these have I seen? Holy shit! My gosh! Alright, well, I can do that. I've seen a decent amount of these. S tiers, like my absolute favorite out of this. I gotta bend my head down, look a little bit more. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm just trying to read these in my head. Probably though my favorite out of this is that I've seen so far. Wait, where's Saving Private Ryan? There's no way that wouldn't be on here. Oh wait, this looks like World War II stuff. Saving Private Ryan's got to be in here somewhere. Really? There isn't? Wow, how do you make a list and forget that? But stuff flies over our head. This person still remembered a lot. Hacksaw Ridge, phenomenal movie. Incredible. Yes, the supporting cast outside of like the main character isn't as strong and as well balanced as other movies, but just the story behind it and Andrew Garfield's acting is just incredible. And for what it's basically about a soldier who was. This is a real story too. Some of these history movies are like made up stories, but in a real historical time period. This one actually is off a real person. Basically, he was like some skinny soldier, barely looked like he was 20 years old. That was really soft spoken. He was very religious, refused to shoot guns, or refused to. He would not shoot a gun at an enemy soldier. He was a medic, and he was just completely made fun of, bullied, harassed. They tried kicking him out of the military. I don't remember. They tried to court-martial him. Excuse me. But eventually they just said, do you want? And people thought he was a complete moron. And then he goes on to save like 75 people's lives and gets the Medal of Honor and shows a lot of people that he's not some joke. Really incredible movie. This is probably like my top 5 all-time favorite movies, Hacksaw Ridge. Where's some other good ones in here? Thin Red Line, really good movie. It doesn't get talked about much as it should because it came out the same exact year as Saving Private Ryan, which is a lot more famous of a movie. I personally think Thin Red Line is a tiny bit better than Saving Private Ryan. It has still incredible ratings on this movie. It's just Saving Private Ryan came out the same exact year as it, so it gets overlooked a lot of the time. This person, they kind of labeled it by time period a bit. Like we see like the Spartans, like Greeks and Romans kind of stuff up here, like around before the Bible, before the Bible, like BC, and like after that, around like this time, first like from the years like 500 BC to like this is probably around like 1280. I don't know exactly the time of. Let's put another one on here. Colby, we watched this one, Patton, in the movie class. Yeah, no, it's a good. Thanks for sending this one, Colby. It's a good list. Patton was good. I wouldn't put it S, but I would put it A. Honestly, I know I'm gonna get drilled for this, but I just did not like that movie. The King's Speech. Don't get me wrong, acting incredible. Just very bland, and the whole thing's just about him talking. I just was not into it, but I could see how someone would really like it. Way too slow paced, which is just not the incredible acting though. But you definitely would want to. I don't even know if I would enjoy much now, but you definitely wouldn't want to show that to a teenager, or I don't even know if someone in their 20s. He was the World War II General Colby, and you might see that he actually was a real general, one of the greatest generals we've ever had. This is the movie scene. This is where he gives the speech at the beginning of the movie. This is him with his shit. What was that guy's name? I think he was like Patton's right-hand man. He was real too. He was still a phenomenal general. Don't remember his name. Omar Bradley, was that his name? Or is I'm pretty sure it was Omar Bradley. Yes, Omar Bradley. Yeah, this is the guys coming down the tank from the movie. Maybe you don't remember. It's been the scene where he slaps the one guy in the tent, the one soldier in the medical tent. Well, we'll go back to this. Good movie though. Say some of these you gotta watch. I still haven't seen. Longest Day. That's a good one. Really old, but the amount of stars in that movie is phenomenal, and the acting's incredible. 13 Years a Slave. Is that what the number says? I can't see the number. I think it's 12 Years a Slave. That's a really good one. I would put that in the A. That's about someone about 30, 40 years before the Civil War. It's set. And he's as a slave, and about how he eventually just kind of snaps and starts kind of like a slave rebellion. Pianist, that was a really good one. That one we watched, that was about the piano player in Nazi Germany, the Polish guy, the Polish Jew. Mm, I didn't see him. I don't remember the name of the movie, but that was really popular when it came out. I want to see Catch Me If You Can. That's actually based on a true story, and I've heard it's really good. Not a lot of World War One movies on here. I think the only World War One. Oh, there's Last Emperor. That takes place near World War One time, but it's not like in World War One. Titanic is like 2 years before World War One. Obviously, that's a fictional story, but obviously the real boat and everything. I actually haven't seen Titanic. Lincoln, that's a good one. Really slow, but it's good. I don't watch much. I'm not huge into like really early history, like this stuff, like from I just hit something from like around the time like biblical times into like the year like 1600. I usually only I'm more in stuff like 1700s and present. I haven't ever seen Braveheart yet. Pocahontas, it's been so long since I've seen that. I don't even know how to rate that. This is like 1700s, late 1700s. I still haven't seen that. Oh, Gangs in New York. I actually almost watched it the other day. I want him to see that movie bad. Man, so there isn't much Civil War movies on here either. Last Emperor, that was a good one. I'd put that at B. It wasn't as good as the other ones, I don't think, but it's good. This stuff is like within the last 15, 20 years. This stuff. The Impossible. We watched that Miss Santa Claus. You were in that class. That's about a hurricane that actually happened like in 2004. Or was it tsunami, or was it tsunami and a hurricane? I don't remember, but it was one of the two or both, and it just devastated Thailand and some other countries, but mainly Thailand took it the hardest. I haven't seen American Sniper yet. Dallas Buyers Club. I've heard of that story. That's actually, I think, pretty sure that's based off a real guy who like got AIDS and just did a bunch of crazy shit before he passed. I've only seen like 30 minutes of that movie. Me and Horn are watching it. It seemed alright. I just haven't seen enough to really. Yeah, I honestly haven't seen a lot of these movies. I have not heard of. Did I see Schindler's List? I don't remember. I feel like I did, but at the same time, I don't remember. Don't see how close. All right, let me turn. I'm gonna push this a little bit. I don't remember if I saw Schindler's List or not. I know I that's a movie you remember if you saw that movie. Honestly, it wasn't crazy with Pocahontas. Put that in C. I think that's all I've really seen in here. I've seen like clips from some of these, but this is my history movies right here. You would like this one a lot, Colby. It's very gory, but you'd be fine. You would like the story, and it's not too hard to follow, and you can understand what's going on. Hacksaw Ridge. Don't know if you would like this one as much. This one's a bit more complex. It makes you think a lot more. Not saying you're an idiot, but this is a bit more of a straight out, just a really cool story that happens. I think you would like the movie a good amount. Yeah, I think you would like Hacksaw. It is pretty realistic. But I think you would like the story, and you like Andrew Garfield. I don't know if your parents would watch it with you or not. They would. They may have said they probably would love that movie if they haven't seen it already. But it's really you see the hell these guys went through. Well, that's gonna do it for that. Thank you for recommending that club. We've been live for an hour and 1 minute now. All right. Well, that's gonna do it for tonight's stream, everybody. Thank you everyone who came by. I'm gonna try and do a longer stream later in the week. Right now I'm getting pretty tired. My throat's a bit scratchy. It's 1 a.m. Holy shit. But yeah, that's gonna do it